Cricket 19 is the last popular cricket game. Everything after that has been up and down, but Cricket 19 really clicked with a lot of people. But is it worth getting in 2026, 7 years later? Let's find out. Cricket 19 is the odd one out among big and cricket games. Every other title is super focused on simulation and realism, but 19 is like a game from the early 2000s, like an EA Cricket 2007. Realistic enough, but the fun factor is the focus. Nowhere is this more highlighted than in the batting mechanics. Batting is just so much fun. When I first played this years ago, it was fun, T20s especially, but now, I don't know, it is even better. There aren't as many shot animations as the newer games, but every shot just works and looks proper as well. From animations to physics, I played a full T20 match recently, and other than one shot, literally everything made sense. Sometimes the ball hits the handle of the bat and still flies away for 6, but that's just one of the few things that don't make sense. Lofted shots down the ground against fast bowlers. In real life, those are the shots that make you go wow, and Cricket 19 has the same effect. The bat swing to the sound of ball hitting bat to the trajectory of the ball, these little things are what attracts people to sports, and a sports game should capture it. And Cricket 19, at least with batting, does. But one thing is, this game, even with sliders and on the hardest difficulty, isn't very challenging. If you play it for a month, you'll have no problems at all after that. Once that challenge is gone, players will lose interest. This happened to me the first time I played, and even now going back, for the first 10 overs I was struggling, so every boundary that I did manage to hit felt great. That is for T20s, by the way. Batting in test matches has almost zero challenge. The only way you'll get out is if you do something dumb, and I mean really dumb. Shots aren't very balanced, so some shots are completely useless and you will end up playing the few that work a lot. On the other hand, edges, plays and misses look much better than even Cricket 26. You'll have thin edges where even you don't know if the ball got the edge, adding DRS drama to the fold, which is almost non-existent in the newer games. Edges are so big even a blind person could see. Overall, batting is insanely fun, but it's not very complex. There aren't lots of batting styles, short animations, but whatever is here is pretty good. Let's move on to bowling, which is Cricket 19's biggest weakness. It's not that bowling mechanics are bad. In fact, except for after touch, the bowling system here is almost the same as Cricket 26, but it's just not as satisfying. For example, you get wickets mostly with outfield catches, which is not as satisfying as a clean bowled or an LBW or a caught behind. These modes of dismissals do happen, but not as much as they should. So you just bowl and get through. If you're lucky, you might have a couple of moments in 20 overs, that's it. AI batsmen are also very overpowered. They'll play and miss only when the ball is away from the stumps. It looks like you were close to a wicket, but in reality, you weren't even close. Then they'll hit the ball straight to the one fielder in the deep and get out. There are some positives. Controlling the line of the ball is harder, so you end up straying down the pads or bowling short and wide. This keeps you focused. But the thing is, the AI is very forgiving, so even the worst ball imaginable isn't really gonna get punished. Difference between bowling a good ball and a bad ball is also very little. It all feels random. A good ball doesn't increase the odds of getting a wicket. Bad balls are routinely defended by the AI, so you can bowl pretty much anything. Just make sure you aren't bowling no balls or wides and you will be just fine. Spinners on the other hand are a little better, more exciting, but again rarely anything fun or worthwhile happens. Cricket 19 feels like a true early 2000s games in this regard as well. You bat and then you simulate the rest. If you want to enjoy bowling, pick Cricket 26 or even Ashes 17, a game that came out before Cricket 19. The AI, at least fielding AI, is somehow better than a 2025 game. Fielders will rarely misfield. Even when they do, it looks like a realistic human error. Fielders not moving, running in the opposite direction, going outside the rope with ball in hand doesn't happen at all. In fact, in the match I played recently, the AI was taking brilliant catches at the rope without messing up. Yeah, you don't have fancy animations like fielders throwing the ball back in and taking the catch on the second chance, but there are no frustrating moments where the AI seems impossibly dumb. As you can see, there's a certain trend. Cricket 19 doesn't have fancy animations, batting styles and bowling actions, but what it has, it does really well without bugs or glitches. Graphics wise, there is very little to complain. This is a beautiful game. It's styled differently than other big hand titles, vibrant colors, high saturation, but it's not just pretty colors. Textures on the pitch on a day 4 or day 5 pitch look amazing. Dare I say as good as 26. Stadiums are distinct. If you're playing in an Indian stadium, it looks different than an English stadium. Remember, there are no officially licensed Indian stadiums, but the vibe is just right. This is also the only big hand game where day matches and night matches look equally good. Lighting is on point. The game rarely looks flat or bad. Doesn't matter from which end you're playing and what time you're playing at. Even recent games look flat at times when it's cloudy or when the sun's setting, but 19 doesn't have any bad moments visually. Player models are funny though. Doesn't matter how long I play this game, every time I come back, I laugh at how big players' heads are. Players are 50% head and 50% body. But the funny thing is, it somehow fits with this style of the game. It's not meant to be a 100% accurate simulation. It has a bit of an arcade style. Even now, 7 years later, Cricket 19 looks amazing. Cricket 22 looks worse than this easily. This was the last game with scenario mode, which extends the game's life so much. You have pretty much infinite situations you can recreate, from the 2011 World Cup to 2019 Ashes to IPL scenarios. Only your imagination is the limit. Since gameplay is solid, especially batting, this mode is just amazing. You can set up tough chases in different formats and keep going on and on and on. Of course, we have career mode as well, which is exactly the same as Cricket 26. Nothing has really changed. 22 had a few cutscenes in the beginning of the career, but that was it. And that was probably the best career mode. So you can imagine the state of career here. But if you like the gameplay, it can be addictive, even just playing match after match. Because cricket is very unpredictable as a sport, each match has a different situation which will keep you engaged if you like the gameplay. All in all, Cricket 19 is one of the most creative games from the recent past. It's not as well rounded as others, but it is more fun than pretty much any game at times. ODIs and T20s especially. Test matches aren't as fun because not a lot is happening. Batsmen score boundaries, plays and misses, and that's it. There's very little from the bowler's side. But picking this game up at a discounted price is a solid idea, especially if you aren't playing Cricket 26. Because the game offers something a little different. Click the video on screen to see me play a whole match in Cricket 19. For now, like, comment and subscribe for more cricket gaming content. Thanks for watching and have a great day wherever you are.